Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about the secret to effortless manifestation. And to be honest, it's so much easier than so many people think it is. But at the same time, it can be difficult because the sheer simplicity of it makes us think that it can't possibly be that simple. And so we sabotage ourselves and go into all these overcomplications instead of doing what really works. So, the secret to effortless manifestation is this. Choose that you get to have what you want. Allow the path from where you are now to your chosen outcome to be created for you. Trust that this path has now been created. And allow your human self to walk along that path until you get to your chosen outcome. That's it. That's what it boils down to. That really is all there is to it. The problem, of course, is that we let our human logic get in the way all the way through this process. First of all, we don't think that we can really just choose a certain outcome, and so we waver around all over the place instead of just choosing. And then when we do manage to choose, we have this tendency to want to step in and micromanage instead of stepping out of the way and allowing that path to get created, however it gets created. And then if we do manage to allow the path to get created, we then start to worry about how long it's going to take and why nothing is happening yet, instead of trusting that the path is in place. And then if we do manage to trust that the path is in place, we let the things that show up along the way throw us off and make us think that this means that we can't have what we want. And by doing that, we fall back off the path instead of continuing forwards until we reach our desired outcome. So there are a lot of traps that we fall into because of our limited thinking. But the solution is always one and the same. Remind yourself of what the process is and bring yourself back onto it. Don't let yourself get caught up in needing to fix things and in analyzing why things have gone wrong and why it's taking so long and what you're doing wrong and what are the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. All of that is just keeping you focused away from jumping onto this straightforward path that is taking you straight where you want to go, in the loveliest, most effortless, least resistant, and most perfect way for you. If you just keep bringing yourself back to that and you throw all the rest out, just let all of it go and keep bringing yourself back to only this, then you'll be blown away by how easily things will start falling into place for you. But you do need to train yourself to be single-minded in this way. Now, that doesn't mean that you must be really strict with yourself and be on high alert all the time and never allow yourself to fall off the path. That would be impossible. You're human. You are bound to fall for the illusion at some point. And that's fine. It's not a problem. It really isn't. The important thing is that when you notice that this has happened, you bring yourself back. You don't get caught up in a downward spiral of thinking, oh no, everything's gone wrong. Now I've lost everything. Nothing is working. Doing that would be letting yourself wander along a completely unwanted path. So don't do that. Just repeat the process and bring yourself back onto the path that you do want to be on. And immediately you will set everything right again. Because everything is forming itself based on what you are assuming now. Not on what you assumed a second ago or a week ago or a year ago, but now. So it's pointless going, I assumed this thing for a whole month and it didn't happen. Whether you're correct about what you assumed a month ago or not, and I would guess that if you're saying that, then you are probably trying to fool yourself rather than actually assuming it. But either way, what you assumed back then is irrelevant. Are you on the path that you want to be on now? The one that is leading you to your desired outcome? If not, what are you waiting for? Jump onto it now. Never mind what you did yesterday and last week and last year. Your power is always now, in this moment. So choose right now to follow this simple process. Choose that you get to have what you want. Allow the path from where you are now to your desired outcome to be created for you. Trust that it has been created, and then walk forwards along that path until you reach your desired outcome. Just do that. Don't do anything other than that. And if you live like this, you will constantly be bringing into your life the fulfillment of everything you desire. Every single day. One thing after another, and life becomes this really lovely experience where you get to be and do and have all the things you enjoy being and doing and having. The thing to understand is that you are the one choosing which reality you're in. Always, no exceptions. But the thing is that since you are experiencing yourself as a human living in this physical world, the pull of this current reality is very, very strong. If you're very identified with being this physical human, then it doesn't feel like you have a choice. It's like if you are presented with these two different movies. One is a movie about your current reality and the current path you're on, and the other is a movie about you, but in a different reality and on a different path, the one you do want to be on. And you're choosing which of those to make real based on which one you know is real. It's quite a mind-bending thing, but if you understand that you are the one choosing at the level of the creator and deciding which of those realities to place your human self into, then you can see that it's possible to choose to place yourself into a reality that is different to the one you unknowingly chose before. But if you're very identified with only your human level, then you're going to automatically pull yourself back into the old unwanted reality and onto the old unwanted path, because you're not trusting in your ability to choose to move into the reality that you do want to move into. And it really is a case of learning to go to that creator level internally whenever you notice a new desire or whenever you feel that you're on an unwanted path. And from there, deciding to give different meaning to the current facts and deciding that it's all going to take you to the outcome that you do want, as opposed to meaning that you must continue to stay in this unwanted situation and that you must continue to struggle and suffer, or that you can't have what you want. And you really do have this ability. It's just a case of training yourself to use it. And to do that, you do need to have this trust in the bigger part of yourself, because remember that you are experiencing yourself as this physical human, and you can't fully get away from that while you're in this form. You can have the awareness that you are so much more than this, but from this level, it doesn't feel like you can directly change things, which is why you must build up this trust in the part of yourself that does have the power and the ability to change things. And you really do need to get used to checking within yourself what path you are on, as opposed to checking the facts on the outside to confirm whether you're on the right path or not. You are the one determining what path you are on, based on what you know to be true within you, which means that depending on what path you are choosing internally, the effect that those external facts will have will change according to what you are choosing within you. If you know that you're in a reality when nothing is changing and you have no choice but to continue to suffer, then you will cause exactly that to continue to be your reality. Whereas if you know that you are on a path that is designed to take you where you want to go, then whatever happens, you will turn everything into a bridge that is leading you to your chosen outcome. So, for example, let's say if you apply for a job and you get rejected, if you're in an unwanted state, then your interpretation will be something like, you see, everything is going wrong. Nothing ever works out for me. No matter what I try, I keep getting rejected. It's pointless even applying for anything because nobody wants to employ me anyway, so I might as well give up. Whereas if you're in a state of knowing that you are on the right path and that everything is working in your favor, then when you get rejected, you'll go, okay, so Either that wasn't the right job for me, or it just wasn't the right time. Either way, I know that I'm going to end up getting what I want, so either somehow this situation will change and they'll call me back and I will get this job, or something else will show up that is exactly the right fit for me and that will fulfill my desire perfectly. And depending on your attitude, depending on which of those states you are living from, that will determine what actually happens and whether you end up getting what you want or whether you create an experience for yourself of continued rejection and struggle and suffering and unpleasantness. So it's always within yourself that you need to go to check how things are going. Never make yourself dependent on what is happening on the outside. Whenever something on the outside makes you feel like it's leading to an unwanted outcome, notice what you're doing. In that moment, you are using that external thing as a reason to impose an unwanted outcome on yourself. You're assuming that you have no choice because this external thing is blocking your way or is somehow stopping you from being able to have what you want. But that's a lie. It's not true that you don't have a choice. You're just falling for the illusion. You're giving your power away to this external thing. So you need to take your power back. And you do that not by trying to change the external thing. You do that by choosing that you're going to get what you want, regardless of what the external thing looks like. And you need to go beyond your human logic to do this, because otherwise you'll block yourself and shut the door on what's possible. Because your human mind will go, but if they've rejected me for this job and there are no other vacancies, then how is it possible that I can get what I want? It just isn't possible. And when you do that, you are choosing that reality. You are placing yourself into that unwanted experience. Whereas if you go, I don't know how it's possible for me to get what I want. From a physical point of view, it doesn't seem like there are any opportunities available. But I know how this works. I know that the source is perfectly capable of creating the right opportunity for me and placing it on my path. So I am going to choose to trust it, to do that, even though I can't see how that can possibly happen yet. And by doing that, you really will cause that reality to manifest into fact. And the perfect opportunity will show up. And the funny thing is that often what will happen is that when it does show up, you'll realize that this other perfect opportunity was actually there all along, but you were completely blind to it because you were so convinced that there are no opportunities available that you literally made yourself unable to see that this opportunity did exist. And the more you play with this, the more you'll begin to see for yourself that this really is all just consciousness. And that it's all forming itself based on what you are choosing internally. It really is. The more you become able to notice what you're choosing within you and to really start to trust in the magic that exists at the level of the creator, and the more you stop limiting yourself to what your human mind thinks is possible, the more the world will transform into this lovely place where things always work out for you and where you get to have this wonderful adventure, exploring all the things you want to explore and doing all the things that you want to be doing without any restrictions or limitations whatsoever. So, learn to do this. Let yourself explore at this level. Stop worrying so much about what is going on the outside and start paying a lot more attention to what is going on the inside. And that's not to say that you have to live a life of only enjoying things in imagination and never getting to enjoy them physically. Far from it. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. What I'm talking about is exactly the opposite. Because what manifests on the outside is a direct reflection of what you're choosing on the inside. And when you learn to get a handle on what you're choosing on the inside, instead of letting yourself get thrown around by what you are seeing on the outside, then you have mastered the secret to effortless manifestation. And believe me, your life will never be the same again, because everything will start to feel absolutely magical. And you really will feel like there is this infinite power that is just laying things right at your feet for you to enjoy and experience. And I promise you, there is absolutely nothing like it. So please do choose this for yourself, because it really does become the most amazingly wonderful life when you live like this. And I want all of you to experience that. Okay, and with that, I am going to stop here for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't already, because that really does help me to keep doing this and to keep creating more videos. Thanks for your support. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.